Tanghulu.
Not tanghulu. It makes me think of a surfer guy. Tanghulu, dude. Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. If you are new here, my name is Kaylie, and today in my kitchen we are cooking up something sweet. Today we're going to be trying to make tanghulu, which traditionally it's a Chinese snack, kind of like a dessert, but it's a candied haw skewer. You may have seen it before when we tried a bunch of Asian snacks in the summertime. I'll link that up here if you want to check that one out. Haw is not something that we can typically find in Canada or maybe even North America. I've never seen it before unless they import it, and it's delicious. So today, we're gonna try to make it with a variety of fruit. We're gonna take some fruit, we're gonna candy it, put it on some skewers, and eat it that way. I've seen a few different variations going around. It was a bit of a trend on TikTok. Everyone was just doing strawberries, blueberries, grapes, just the regular stuff. But we wanna know, can you tanghulu it? So we've got a variety of fruit to try today. We're gonna test our luck. We'll go through the recipe of how to create our candied sugar, and then we're gonna get right into it. As I mentioned today, we've got a variety of fruit in here. Now you could try any fruit that you want, and hopefully by the end of the video, we'll have some idea of which fruits work better. Of course, we've got some strawberries. I've seen those going around. They seem classic, and I can only imagine a candied strawberry would be so delicious. We've also got some beautiful mandarins, kiwis, a lemon, because I'm curious to see what it's like. The sour and the sweet really intrigues me. We've got some grapes, blueberries, jackfruit, which we found at our Asian supermarket. This beauty, which is called a kirin fruit. I've never had one of these before. I've never even opened it, so it's gonna be an adventure today looking at that. We've also got a pear. Shout out to all the pears. Ryan doesn't like that one. We've also got these, which are sometimes called dragon's eye fruit, also known as longyan, and something that I haven't seen in forever, gooseberries. So we're gonna open those up today as well and see if we can tanghulu it. I'm gonna try gooseberry before we start, because why not? When I opened it up for the close-up, it smells so sweet, like a pineapple, I think. Just that sweetness. Whoa. It's sweet, it's a little bit sour. It kind of has the texture of a grape. It's soft inside. I think there were some seeds in there, but I might have ate them. Now it's kind of tart at the end, like a cherry tomato. Is that weird? Actually, that's what it is. It's like a sweet cherry tomato, kind of. To go along with your fruit of choice, we are going to be using sugar and water. That's it. Sugar, water, fruit. It should be fairly straightforward. The recipes that I were using as inspiration, I'll link below as always. There's just a few things here that we need to peel. So I'll zoom you guys in, we'll prep everything, and then we'll start planning out our skewers. Okay, pro tip when peeling something like this. This is the kirin fruit. It's also really similar to a dragon fruit. It just seems to have bigger seeds. Once you've cut it in half, to carefully peel it, you can score the edges here, and you can score all the way around. And then we can carefully peel the skin right off without wasting any fruit. Whoa. Thank you, cameraman, for that tip. Beautiful. No waste. This one's quite slimy. I don't know if the sugar is gonna stick to this, but we'll find out. One taste. It's sweet. It reminds me of dragon fruit, but I actually think it's a little bit sweeter. That is really good. All right, dragon's eye. This is kind of similar to a lychee fruit. I'm sure they're probably the same genus, species, kingdom, phylum, one of those things. I don't know much about science. But inside of here, there is going to be a seed. Typically I just eat it like this, spit out the seed, nice and clean. But in our candied fruit, I don't want to have the seed inside. So I'm going to venture into peeling these, de-seeding them, and then putting to the side. So this will probably be the most involved of the prep today.
Make sure to leave a like for each one peeled.
I'm in my peelings. All the fruit is prepped. Right now we'll quickly talk about what you're gonna need to actually make the candied part. Right now I've got a small pot here, or a small saucepan. I'm gonna be filling that with 1 cup of water and 2 cups of sugar. And over medium-high heat, I'm gonna bring that up to a boil. In order to make sure that the sugar hardens properly on our fruit, we need to make sure that mixture comes up to a temperature of 300 degrees Fahrenheit. If you have a thermometer, I recommend using that just to make sure you've got the right temperature. But if you don't, there's also a trick that you could use. If you take a cold spoon, so either run it under cold water or put it in some ice water, and dip it into the sugar mixture. If it hardens right away, then you know it's the right temperature. Now, as that is heating up, we're gonna start putting all of our fruit onto our skewers. Now, what I'm thinking is, because the fruit is a little bit wet, this is my hypothesis, to make sure that the sugar is sticking to the fruit is to dry it out a bit. So I've actually got some paper towel down here. I'm gonna pat the fruit a little bit more dry once I put it onto the skewers. That way when I dip it into the sugar, hopefully, fingers crossed, it will stick. We can take a look here. We've got tons of beautiful skewers. I did some that were just the fruit by themselves, some that had a few different types of fruit. I'm really excited to try them. All right, so our sugar is at 300 degrees. I cannot wait to dip these in. So what I'm gonna do is carefully take each of my skewers, dip them into our sugar mixture, and it should harden very quickly. Now, because this pot is a little bit small, I've also got a spoon here, my silicone spoon, which hopefully will clean easy. I don't know, we'll find out. But I'm gonna use that to maybe ladle on some of the sugar, that way I can get this coated. As soon as I have dipped in my fruit, I'm actually gonna take this and place it on some parchment paper. Then I'll let it cool on the parchment paper, so it should be able to carefully lift off once all of them have been candied. We gave them a few minutes to cool down. If you are very eager and want to taste test them right away, you could also put these into the fridge. So you might want to put them on a cutting board or maybe a baking sheet with some parchment paper, and then you can put them in the fridge to quickly cool down. But now it's time to see what we could and could not tanghulu. I think I want to try out the strawberry. Whoa! Let's try a little crunch. Let's see. Oh, wow. I think that straight out of the fridge, or right out of the freezer, this would be awesome. I like that crunchiness from the sugar, but I think I would also like some chewiness if it was a frozen strawberry. So I'm just saying, this could be a nice little summer treat. Strawberry, yes, works, perfect. I think that we'll have some luck with this one. It seems like when I was candying the fruits, the ones that already have a skin on them, like the gooseberry, grape, and blueberry, seem to hold the sugar a little bit better. Let's see how it goes. Gooseberry. That one's so good. It's tangy, it's sweet, it's a little bit sour, but then with the sugar, of course, it makes it sweet. What about this grape? Also good. I'm now realizing how many of these I have to try. All right, gooseberry, grape, check. Cute. Blueberry's good too. Okay, jackfruit. Not 100% sure about this guy. Did we candy it? Yes. Did it want to be candied? No. Just a hard no. Delicious, but only because the jackfruit is delicious. The sugar doesn't really stick to this one. New development in the recipe world. The juicy fruits are still juicy. So the sugar kind of melts right off, even though it hardened at first. I think there's just far too much moisture in the kiwi, the kirin, and our dragon's eye. It's still so good, but definitely does not want to stay on there. That one held up a little bit better than the kiwi, although the fruit itself does not like being on a skewer. That one, you cannot tanghulu, but it's so good just because the dragon's eye is so good by itself. I feel like nature said, don't candy this. I'm not gonna let it happen because the fruit itself is just too good. Oh no, the citrus!
Oh.
Oh no! I'm scared. Pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that holds up pretty nicely. Let's try mandarin. That one's good. I think this moisture seems to be coming from the lemon, but it still worked. You could tanghulu a lemon. It's also a mandarin. Okay, last one. Pear. Don't have high hopes for this. Tasty, but the sugar's kind of falling off. I thought that the pear would hold up the way that an apple would, but a candied apple is a whole apple. Maybe if you candied the whole pear, it would work, but just too juicy for this one. So there we have it. Now we know the things that you can and cannot tanghulu, but the search continues. There's still many more fruits out there. You can give them a try. Comment down below if you've tried any other fruits or if you've ever tried this type of dessert before. It's still really delicious. I'm definitely gonna make it again, especially with those strawberries. If you can get your hands on gooseberries, try those ones out because they're so delicious. That is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do give this recipe a try, please tag me on any and all social media. I would love to see your recreation and even see which variety you create. Let me know in the comment section down below what you want to see me make next. Don't forget to like and subscribe for this video so you don't miss next week's video. And I will see you next week. Bye guys.